What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, I'm gonna share with you my craziest teams that I have in the endgame. Now, I've done over a week ago a similar video, one from my free-to-play account showing all of my teams, and one from the main account showing you more kind of like whalish teams. In today's video, we are on the main account, and I'm gonna show you some of the best teams in the game to speedrun dungeons, and pretty much, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of different options to have a look at different elemental affinities, because progression-wise, we focus really hard on permafrost, right? But this time around, we're going to have a look at Wild. We're going to have a look at Dauntless being the most powerful characters in the game for this type of content. Before we get into that, guys, if you guys want to put your hand on free rewards, make sure you guys head over to the announcement tab or to the link in the description down below or the pinned comment, because sometimes it might work from in-game, sometimes it might not. And it will bring you to this website. Use code Skratch and you're going to be able to claim free rewards straight away. Plus, you're going to help to support the channel, and I'm going to be able to do tons and tons and tons of giveaways. Now, before we dive into the topic, if you are by any chance a new player that started playing recently, maybe you saw the Dungeons and Dragons collaboration event or something else that brought you to the game. If you are looking for beginner guides, tips and tricks, what to prioritize on the very first few days, stamina consumptions, pretty much everything related to Dragonheir Silent Gods, head over to my channel, go to videos, and just scroll down right here. And starting from this video, if you're a spender or not, just make your way up to the top. We're gonna have in here pretty much all of the details that you need in order to ensure that you have a smooth progression and maximize your rewards. I will do timestamps for this video, guys, because I forgot to do it for the previous one, just basically to make it a bit easier for you guys to navigate, because it might be slightly longer than usual. So let's head on to the main tab right here. I think that the majority of you guys are pretty safe with the domains, so I'm not going to include them in here. If you guys want to see a video on this, let me know as well, but honestly, they're not as difficult. Talking about the equipment and the Temporal Vortex. Starting with the Temporal Vortex first. Now, even though I already made a video on this team, since I've done some very small adjustments, okay? And it's mainly a couple of mythical pieces that I might have on my characters, easy stuff like that. So basically, I just got a few upgrades. Now, as I was mentioning in the previous video as well, guys, positioning, for whatever reason, is important. And no, I am not talking about the skill where the boss is using this freaking lightning to damage the enemy with the highest max HP. That is not what I was talking about in the previous video either, okay? Because a lot of you guys were like, yes, Skratch, he's gonna hit the champion with the highest HP. I know that. That's not what I was saying. So basically, as I was mentioning before, if I have my team something like this, right? Felicity is always going to die first. If I have Erich right here, Erich is always going to die first. If I put Adolphus right here, my team is going to die at around 6-7 minutes every single time. It makes absolutely no sense. There's literally no reason for this to happen. I have no idea why. This is not something that was happening in the previous version of the game, or is not something that I've noticed in the past. Now, one thing that I can tell you to do is basically put your Flora at the back. So this is something that is not just me that noticed, but a lot of people in my Discord as well. For whatever reason, Flora just does not take a lot of damage from the boss. Even though she is not the tankiest character, okay, because I'm going to show you the builds right now. She's not the tankiest character in the team. You can see the stats, right? She has 13k HP, 200 defense on top of the stats. If you go to Felicity, she has 500 defense, 29k HP. The highest HP in my team is Adolphus, okay? So that needs to be straight off the back. He's going to take the single target hit, okay? Do not confuse what I'm saying with that. Then if you go at Erich, he has 600 defense, 26k HP. But for whatever reason, Flora, it might be some different coding in the game because she's an exclusive. She might have some hidden damage reduction. I'm not 100% sure exactly why. It might be related to the artifact having the exclusive on. I haven't tried it with or without it, but she takes less damage. So always position your exclusive character or Flora at the back. Like this, your team will survive more. Now, the rest, does not really matter. It doesn't matter if you have these ones like this. It doesn't matter if you have them like this or like that. It's the exact same thing. Okay, the whole idea is having Flora at the back. Once again, do not ask me why, because I cannot explain it to you. It makes no sense because nothing in the game describes it. So my only thought is that somehow the exclusives have some type of a hidden damage reduction. Now, if we're quickly done talk about the builds, okay? Basically, on Casper, I do not have better mythical pieces, so I'm running an Executioner set. I am running the Flame Tongue artifact on him for the moment, because if not, I'll be dropping a lot of crit rate, which I really do not want to do. I have a Puppeteer set on Erich with the Pipe Org. On Felicity, we have Witch's Remains with a Brotherhood set. You want to have as much crit rate on her as possible. So let me show you the build on him. You can see the total stats right here. You can see the talents as well. Then on Felicity, same talents. We have almost full crit rate. It's very helpful for her passive. I still don't have the best runes and stuff like that, but hey, it is a work in progress. On Adolphus, we have the Aurelium Vest. You do need to have one of these mythical pieces. And we have an Ancestral Protection set to basically drop in some damage reduction for the team. And Flora, she is built at the moment like this with a Platinum Knight set, because I do not have good mythical pieces to replace this, and whatever I have available will just drop my damage. You've seen my damage for today is 600 plus million. Now, in terms of skill timing for this team, guys, you can definitely play around a little bit with it. The whole idea is you want Flora to go before the rest, okay? And the main thing that you need to pay attention at is when can they proc their skills? When can the other characters proc their skills? So she's at 11.8. He is at 11.7, okay? So basically, what we can do right here is basically drop Flora to somewhere lower, so we don't need her to be right there. We can put 11, or we can put 11.3. Then we have Caspar that needs to go after, and that's just to put his mark on the boss. So when the other wild characters deal damage, he's going to proc that more often, right? So she's at 11.7. He's at 11.7, so we can put him at 11.7, and we can put her as well at 11.8, for example, right? And then Erich, you don't want him to go straight away after it. You can delay him a little bit. Now, because I reduced my timing, 15 seconds is a bit too much. So probably you can do 14 seconds on him. Adolphus, no skill timing. Now, one thing that I'm still debating is basically Felicity. Should I keep her on an 18-second cycle, or should I basically drop it completely and have default on it? Because she will gain a lot of ultimate energy when she crits, which in a way is a good thing, in a way is a bad thing, because if she gains a lot of ultimate energy, she's probably going to desync from the other characters, which means that it might reduce my damage. So I'm still in between. I need to do a bit of more testing, but for the moment, I'm keeping it as 18, right? And I do not have more simulation combats for today to do another run, but basically, that's how I'm running my Temporal Vortex team. When you're doing your skill timing, it's all about looking how fast they can move, how much skill haste you have on your characters. It doesn't matter if you're putting 12 point or 11 point, as long as you are following their skill haste and when they're moving, okay? Then, that's pretty much it for the Temporal Vortex, okay? You've seen the damage. I am rank 11 on the server with 613 million damage. Now, there is a lot of RNG with the wild team. Last time when I've done the video on the Temporal Vortex, I could not get over 500 million damage to save my life during the video because the RNG was bad. As soon as I finished the freaking video and I've done all of my insta battle runs, the 10 of them, and then I went on a regular run on a 4x speed, I've hit like 515 million damage. The first run after I've done recording the video. So there is a bit of an RNG because of the way wild works, right? It's all about gambling with a freaking dice. Then, if we're going to move on to the Grave of Venom, guys. So I'm going to show you what team I'm running in here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, my team is unfortunately not as powerful because I'm lacking the exclusive artifact for Nasty Jenka, okay? And that makes a huge, huge difference. So I'm going to quickly share the builds with you guys. Basically what I have on them. I am using 2 support characters. I mean 2 support. 1 tank, 1 support. We're running Felocia. She's on a Brotherhood set with this total stats. You can see the talents right here as well. And of course, the Aurelium Vest. Then we have Urian. He is running a Trandus Tenacity set with the Drugos Blast Jar. And you can see the talents all the way up to the Turn Tides. He is +4 empowered, which tends to help him quite a bit. But I'm going to show you a crazier team that my buddy Niva actually runs. I can now replicate that because I do not have the exclusive artifact. But that is so much crazier than my team, okay? So if at the beginning, progression-wise, we were super focused on Permafrost, right? Vitar, Lelwanis, carrying our ass through all of the hard content. Now in the end game, the main focus is on Dauntless, okay? So Nasty Jenka, crazy, crazy powerful, okay? So that's the build on him. Basically, a lot of survivability. You do need a mythical piece to keep him alive. And then Terrival, he is on a Puppeteer set. Basically to boost the ultimate energy for the rest of the team. Witches remains, and these are his total stats. These are the talents. As you guys can see, not max talents. We have Ivelios with a Queen's Fan. You want him as back as possible from the boss to basically get this extra damage per tiles, capped at 5 tiles. But he is on a Platinum set as well. I basically moved the gear from my Flora to him right here. And max talents, as you guys can see, Thunderclap being the top 3 if I'm not mistaken. And then we have Nasty Jenka. She does have the Great Riva Lamp. Executioner, because I don't have anything better. Max talents, of course, she's going for the exclusive talent. And these are her total stats right here. Now, in terms of skill timing, guys, this is what I have on the team. Nothing on the supporters. Only on the damage dealer. So Terrival takes quite a bit of time to freaking load his move and swap his stance and actually drop the defense down on the enemy. That's why we have Nasty Jenka and Ivelios going slightly after that. Now, one thing that I've just realized I do not have on to basically make this look perfect is the right food. So I think I'm quickly going to try and get some of the food for them, and I'll be back in a second. Right, so I give up. I literally scouted the entire freaking map almost, and I cannot find from what I bought them before. I know I bought them from some freaking vendors. We're gonna use the regular one. We're just gonna go for attack and accuracy, and you guys know what you need to use. Now, I showed you the skill timing. I showed you the gear. Let's quickly do a run in here. So this is going to be much, much faster than running the Frost team. So even with a team with Vitar, for example, like the old team that we were running in here, you can drop a support character instead of keeping 3. Keep 2, bring in Vitar, Losenia, and Oster, and most likely you are going to demolish the boss eventually, right? It's going to be pretty fast as well. Probably not as fast as this one, but it will be very fast. Now, if by any chance you have the exclusive artifact on Nasty Jenka, guys, her damage is not only going to double, it's going to be higher than double. That's how crazy she gets with that artifact in every content, which is just crazy. I am really, really tempted to try and get that artifact as a freaking P. Probably I'll get it at some point, but damn, it's just so much better. And I'll show you in a second what my buddy Niva did with the exclusive artifact. Maybe a couple of slightly better pieces of gear in terms of mythical gear and stuff. This is 55 seconds. Super, super fast as well. Really efficient. The tank is always going to die at the moment where he just died before. Always he dies there, but the boss dies together with him. So, if we're quickly going to have a look at this, if you have the exclusive artifact. So, my buddy Niva is on the first place right here with 18 seconds, guys, okay? 18 freaking seconds. 18 seconds. It's crazy, okay? Check this out. So, you have the exclusive artifact on her, and you can do this. You only keep Urian to survive. You're going to bring in Sura as well. And the rest are absolutely going to dump on the freaking boss so hard that the boss just barely has time to use the freaking ultimate. It just gets to it, but is not using it. 18 seconds. That's how powerful Dauntless is in endgame. They are the ultimate speedrunning team in the entire game, regardless if we're talking about dungeons and other things like that. But that will do for the Grave of Venom. Let's move on to the Grave of Curse. I'm going to show you what team I'm using in here. This did not really change since the last time when I showed it to you. I can't remember if I was running Vortex at that point or I was still running the full comp as it is right here. Once again, Zaffy is going to be extremely, extremely important. So he is the character that makes this team run as it runs, okay? In terms of builds, pretty much we have the exact same gear on my 3 damage dealers. I haven't changed a damn thing. The only thing I have different is on Urian, and he actually has an Ancestral Protection set instead of a Tranda's Tenacity, but more or less the same stats, right? Same artifact, same... actually, not the same mythical piece by the looks of it. Seems like he has a different one. And on Zaffy, you just want to have skill haste. It's not a necessity to have a lot of skill haste if you have the Rift Hourglass. Basically, you want to get his ultimate skill down to an 18-second rotation. Now, in terms of skill timing, I can actually just drop this from that because he's going to go at 11.9 rather than 12. Let him go as fast as possible, and the rest can get the job done as it is. Let's just say we're putting her on 13.9, okay? And that's about it. You want to use food as well, once again, to have more attack. I still have the exact same thing we had before. Skill timing-wise, you've seen it just before. The most important thing is Zaffy. 13 to 18 seconds cycle. So basically, he has this skill, puts this on for 8 seconds. So that should take us up to 21 seconds. We're going to be covered with immortality. We're going to have the defense up to, and the boss won't be able to do a damn thing about it. This is not necessarily extremely, extremely fast, but it's still getting the job done. I could try to do something like in the Grave of Venom, where I only keep one support, a tank, and then I'm just going ham on the boss with a full Dauntless team. It might work. I actually haven't even looked to see if anyone is speed farming it in like 18 to 20 seconds before the boss uses the ultimate. Probably with an exclusive from Nasty Jenka, you could potentially melt this boss in the exact same way the Grave of Venom got melted before. Now, this is, in my opinion, the ultimate best team for this boss. 100% win rate. It goes pretty damn fast. As you guys can probably notice, the boss doesn't really get to move a lot, but he's using the ultimate twice. 55 seconds as well for this run, and I've just got a God tier mythical piece that I need to use. No, I haven't. Okay, Skratch, don't get so freaking excited because, you know, it just doesn't work like that. Okay, so that was 55 seconds for this team, guys. Pretty damn good. Let's see if anyone is actually farming it in 18 seconds. Grave of Curse 20... Nah, there's no way in hell this team is doing it faster. No way in hell. I don't believe it. Probably something else. Let's back out of here and go at the actual leaderboard. Where is it? Grave of Curse. 20 seconds, yeah. So basically the boss will use the ultimate once. Now, is he running a Zaffy? Or is he running something else like a Urian, and that damage reduction is enough to keep the team alive? Or somebody's gonna die literally right before. Okay, he's running Vinara. Interesting. Interesting. So basically, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because the boss will never get to use the ultimate skill. That's why it's 20 seconds and the team survives, because Vinara is gonna drop the ultimate energy on the boss, and the team is just going to melt him. You see, bang. So the boss won't have a chance to actually use the ultimate because of it. Yeah, definitely makes sense. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. That's how freaking busted Dauntless is in terms of speed farming in the endgame. Because I know a lot of you guys are like, what exclusive should I pick? Should I go for this? Should I go for that? What exclusive artifact should I get? If you're trying to do crazy things like this, you need an exclusive for Nasty Jenka. So that is something that I'm still aiming to get this season. On the next banner that won't start tomorrow because it's a one-day break, I will get Lotair, right? So I have that exclusive too. And later on, I'm going to get the exclusive for Nasty Jenka as well, because it's just too freaking good. Too freaking powerful. I need it. I need it, even though it means that I need to wail out. So, Grave of Curse, sorted. Time to move on to the Grave of Wrath. And you guessed it right. Dauntless once again. Okay, and it's actually really, really crazy. I can't pull that off, unfortunately, because I don't have the exclusive artifact. Now, this team has a bit of a chance to fail. Okay, but I'm going to show you this actually first. I'm going to show you this one first. So this is my Temporal Vortex team. This is the record team at the moment, because you can make a big boom. There's a lot of RNG in here, don't get me wrong. Fire damage, max HP. Don't I have something freaking better? No, so I guess we're going to have to run another one of this. Basically, you're going to get the debuffs. So it's a lot of RNG, because you might basically need to retry it to make sure that you're getting a lot of stacks from Flora's passive. You're going to see the marker on the boss, right? You see this marker? So that needs to go extremely high, so it detonates on the boss. But we lost Flora because the boss focused completely on that one character. I just want to show you that Wild can do it too. Not consistently. This is more just like a speedrun sort of team. But it's basically the boss just focusing all of this skill on one target, then it kills somebody, right? That's a problem. That's definitely a problem. What I could do is manually delay a bit my, what's her name? My freaking, almost enough damage. Almost enough damage to take the boss down, you see? How much damage we've dealt. So that was not good. We're going to have to delay Felicity a bit and see if that will work better. But this should get the boss killed right now. I think. Yeah, there we go. Bang. That Vortex did the job. This was 43 seconds. The best time I've got with it was actually 23 seconds. Now, for that, I actually have to delay a bit my my Felicity. So let me just do that, because I want Flora and Caspar to go before, right? So we're going to let Flora use her ultimate first. Bang. Caspar. Bang. And let's trigger Felicity now. And now we should be getting more stacks. Please don't attack only the same target, boss. Okay, we lost Adolphus. Ah, that was so freaking close. I basically needed around 4 or 5 more stacks on the thingy right there, and it would have been good. I'm gonna try to do it again just to show you how that works, but then I'm gonna show you the actual team that I'm running to farm this boss, because this is more like a fancy team to get a better timing. But I want to show you that Wild can put in work too in terms of melting bosses. Not as effective as the Dauntless, because there is a lot of RNG. You see that counter on the boss? We lost Flora. GG's. This freaking boss is so nasty with that random freaking skill, attacking the same random enemies and just dropping all of the hits on one of them is just painful. I'll do one more try or 2 more tries. If it doesn't work, we're going to move to the other team. But that's basically what you need to do in order to get super fast timing in here with the Wild team. So Caspar, bang, Felicity, bang. Come on. Get those stacks up. Do not kill anybody. Do not kill anybody. 20, 30, 34. Ah, that was close. So we need around 40 of them. Either way, we need around 40 of them. I might be here for another hour trying it, because there is a lot of RNG with it. But instead, I'm going to show you the team that I'm running on the Grave of Wrath. So right here, I am running a full Dauntless team. I have one tank, and that is Acelia. Even though I do not have the exclusive on Nasty Jenka, this is still getting the job done, okay? I have the exact same builds on them like on the previous teams. So I'm quickly going to walk you through it. You can see the stats right here. This is the Thunder's Deity Spear on him, because Sura will actually have the Witch's Remains in this team. Sura with the Witch's Remains and a Brotherhood set. Total stats right here on the side. Then we have, of course, Ivelios with the exact same stats. Nothing really changed because it's the exact same gear. The same thing for Nasty Jenka as well. And we have Acelia on a Trandas Tenacity set. So she's using that ultimate skill more often. We want to basically drop the clans before the boss is going to devour any of our characters. We still have that attack food up and running. Let's give it a go. And here, with the exclusive for Nasty Jenka, you're going to absolutely melt this boss so much faster. Now, it can be a bit of RNG as well, depending on what characters he's hitting with this random skill. If he's just targeting one, like he just did right now, which is just so freaking annoying when he does it, it will fail. But I do not care about it. I'm not losing stamina. And this is farming the dungeon so freaking fast that you're not even going to notice that you've wasted time in here because you had 1 or 2 failures proccing in, you know? But she's bringing in the healing, the cleansing, and it's just about the boss not hitting the same target multiple times or critting every time. So this time around, he decided to kill my Ivelios. Well, you see how we are melting the boss? Look at that. I don't even have to back out. And probably we're going to get the run done. But I wanted to show you basically full run where everybody's just staying alive. Okay, look at the damage. Look at that. She's out and the boss is dead. But I'm going to redeploy before. So I'm not using the stamina because I really don't have much. Because I want to do another run to show you when they're all alive how quick it goes down. Do not kill anybody with a freaking hit boss, okay? Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty. Who's dying now? Is anybody dying now? Whew, we got lucky. Nobody died. Okay. Look at the damage. Look at the freaking damage. It's like a machine gun spraying down and absolutely demolishing that freaking enemy. Now, with the exclusive for Nasty Jenka, the boss will just not have a chance to kill anyone because you're going to take him down much, much faster, right? And he's just going to die with that. Like, that exclusive deals so much damage. So, once again, Dauntless at the very top in endgame for speed farming, guys. It's definitely very, very solid. I do not need this crit damage one because I already have better ones. Moving on to the next dungeon. We actually have the Heretical Ruins. And if you're wondering, Skratch, what are you using? Well, let me tell you one thing. Dauntless. Why? Because they're that freaking good, okay? Now, initially, I was running in here Premca Lelwanis, but pretty much more or less the exact same type of team. Now, this is not the team that I'm running. I'm actually not sure why I have this one. This is the Grave of Venom team. This is the team that I'm running right here. Once again, the exact same gear on them as you've seen before. The exact same gear on the tank, the exact same gear on Ivelios, Nasty Jenka, and Tarivol. The only different gear that we have on is basically on him, okay? So we have a Brotherhood set. He doesn't need to have high skill haste. He has the Solar King Horn, and the skill timing for this is going to be a bit different. We had no skill timing on the Grave of Wrath, only adjusting the damage dealers, as we have it right here as well. So it's the same skill timing more or less everywhere. Now we do have skill timing on Ogok on this one, 22 to 24 seconds, because that's the rotation on the boss, right? I don't have crazy empowerment on my characters, guys, or anything like that to be like Skratch. Well, this team only works because you have crazy empowerment, right? It's not, that is not the case. But let's crack on with it. This is not as fast as the previous ones because, of course, no exclusive artifact to absolutely demolish the boss. But you have the freaking eggs hatching, right? And you have the mini phoenixes popping out, and your characters will move to kill them as well. And because we're taking quite a bit of time to kill them, that is slowing us down a little bit. Now, I've tried different tanks in here. I've tried to build the 5-man elemental affinity team to get all of that extra damage from the team in here. But unfortunately, the only tank that can survive this freaking boss is Urian. I've tried Asilia with a crazy build. I've tried Garius with a crazy build. And Urian was the only one getting the job out of the 3 of them. He's just that freaking good. If I'm thinking about the old version of the game where everybody used to hate Urian, I mean, everybody freaking loves Urian now. He is literally the meta tank in pretty much all of the freaking content in the game. And that is absolutely crazy and nice at the same time, pretty much. Because, yeah, he is definitely really, really nasty. So we are dropping the boss under the 50% HP. And it's all about getting to damage the boss here as much as possible before the hatch happens, right? If would be a way to select the boss directly, I don't think we can target the boss. I actually never really tried targeting enemies in Dragonheir. Maybe we can, maybe we cannot. I really do not remember that part. But either way, if we could do it, you're just instantly going to melt the freaking boss because it absolutely has no chance to make up for the lost HP with the healing that he's getting if you're not killing the small birds, right? Plus, he has the veil, so even if you can target the boss, he's still going to basically not gonna be in range. We cannot attack him. Best time I've got was 2 minutes and 11 seconds with the exact same team, guys. And yeah, this works definitely pretty good. I'm curious to see actually what's the fastest time on this one, because that is something that I haven't looked at. Very curious to see. So let's see. Heretical Ruins. 21 seconds. Freaking exclusive, bro. Freaking exclusive. You see what it means? I bet it's them because... or maybe a Flora team. Maybe a Flora team. Yep. Maybe a Flora team. Maybe a Flora team. I was gonna say that definitely seems more doable in here. So let's actually give it a go as well. I was just thinking now, like, Dauntless won't be able to maybe melt this boss as fast. The good thing about running the wild team, guys, is the fact that you're literally able to have the 5-man elemental affinity team, right? So it might take a few tries. I'm pretty convinced it might take a few tries, but let's actually see it. So I have the food on, if I'm not mistaken, 53 seconds left. Let's give it a go and see. Is the boss going to melt my freaking Adolphus, or he's going to survive enough to basically carry me through the run? Now, once again, this will be a lot of RNGs, all about how many stacks we're proccing on that freaking boss right there, you see? If we get to 40, in time, probably we're going to nuke the heck out of that boss. But we need to get to that 40, and we did it. Crazy. Crazy, right? Look at that. 22 seconds. So that is with the wild team. You see, I'm supposed to check the team in here before. But either way, you've seen a bit of both of the worlds. Dauntless and Wild. Wild is just crazy good in here. So 22 seconds, beautiful, versus the Heretical Ruins. If we are going to go on to the final dungeon, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the toughest dungeon. My team on stage 12 is trash, okay? It's just not very reliable. I will show you the team that I used to beat stage 12, but it's really not strong enough to survive. It's very hard to put the skill timings properly on. Not having the exclusive artifact is definitely a bit of a pain too, okay? So one thing that I could potentially do, actually, before I do that, is let me just quickly go on to my Grave of Rot and... No, not Grave of Rot. Grave of Curse. And let me just sync this build on Terrival. Wait. Not Grave of Rot, bro. Where is it? Where is that team? Battlefield, right here. That's what I want to sync, okay. So we've done the syncing. The problem is, if I would have the exclusive artifact in here, my life would be much better. But unfortunately, I do not. And it's pretty slow to kill this boss. I'm actually not using attack food in here. I could give it a go. The whole thing is, in terms of skill timing, you wanna try and calculate when she's dropping the ultimate energy. Now, she's gonna go twice before the boss takes a turn on a cycle. The problem is, with the skill timing for a team like this, she's not going to drop the ultimate energy all the time, which will cause your team to fail when that happens and get out of sync. So basically, the whole idea with the team is, because the boss will remove buffs, the more buffs he removes, the more damage he's going to deal. You want to make sure that Felocia is using her ultimate skill right after the boss is using his ultimate skill. So the boss drop the shield on you, bang, Felocia uses the ultimate skill, because then the boss cannot dispel buffs and he's not gonna gain stacks. 1 or 2 seconds after, you have Acelia coming in with her ultimate skill. So I've done a lot of testing with the skill timing for them. The problem is they never tend to match, okay? Because they're going to desync and is nothing I can do to stop it. But that's what I had. As you guys seen those skill timings on there. I'll continually try to play around with them till I can figure out maybe a better way on how I can make it happen. You see the ultimate energy drop now. If Frozen doesn't drop either, that's going to be a problem. It seems like the boss decided to kill our Terrible. We failed to remove the increased attack with Vinara, which sucks. So let's give it a redeploy and try it again. There's a lot of RNG. Stage 11 is fairly doable with the exact same team. Stage 12 is a completely different level. Like, this is just such a challenging boss. Now, if we're not landing Frozen, if we're not putting decreased attack, if we're not dropping the ultimate energy, this team is kaput. And once again, for whatever reason, my freaking Terrible died again. Kind of sucks, actually. I might have to quickly change something on him because I've just changed the build. I do not have full damage on them, so probably I'll have to drop this. I'm going to give him more defense, and hopefully that will help. Because that's what I'm doing usually. So she doesn't have full damage. You see, we have defense rune and we have HP. Because if I give them full damage, they're going to get absolutely demolished. Literally. And let me put this freaking food as well. But that's what I'm running in here. I'm not really farming stage 12. I've done a few runs to beat it. Truth be told, I haven't even farmed stage 11 either. I haven't farmed this dungeon at all. I just climbed to the highest stage and forgot about it. But I definitely need to do a bit of farming. Now, if this team continues to be a pain, basically what I'm going to do is just farm stage 11 instead. The drop rate is slightly lower, but that's fine. Once you're going to get your full Psychic Core to get a 5-man Elemental Affinity up and running, then you could try to make a different team, okay? You see, the boss drops that, bang, my skill timing is spot on. The problem is when Vinara misses one of those things that I've mentioned, Frozen, Ultimate Energy, Decrease Attack. So if you are running the exact skill timings that I'm showing you on the screen, I'm going to show them to you once again. You don't have to do anything, okay? The team should work. If you have the exclusive for Nasty Jenka, your team is going to be perfect. I did play around quite a bit to get to this perfect skill timing for this team, to adjust it properly, to make sure I'm using the skills at the right moment. But it's a lot of RNG, okay? So that's what I said. I'm not going to bullshit you or anything like that. I'm not going to come in here and act like, oh my god, I'm so freaking cool, I'm doing this dungeon like a boss, when that's not the case. Like right here, I think something went wrong because it seems like my Felocia probably put the shield right before the boss used the ultimate, and the boss dispelled it. I think something like that happened. So I'm seeing that Vinara is out of sync too. So definitely something, yeah, they're completely out of sync. So something weird happened, okay? That's the RNG versus this freaking boss though. But hopefully Terrible and the rest will be able to get the boss down before. You see, I'm not even able to basically put that healing back with my characters. Thankfully, a battle skill proc, and we kill the boss. But it's really not very reliable, okay? At least I'm showing you an option, and I'm showing you the skill timing that works perfectly when Vinara doesn't screw it up, basically. Right here on the screen, guys, okay? Actually, one thing that I forgot to change is this. I've just realized because I gave Terrible a Puppeteer set, and I forgot to change it, right? But this is going to work much, much better. And another thing that I could potentially somehow do is basically get a Brotherhood set on Felocia. Get a Brotherhood set on Felocia. I've just realized that I don't have it on anyone. A Brotherhood set on Felocia, and I might kill the boss before that last phase where he actually killed Nasty Jenka. Maybe. Either way, that was everything for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed some of this whaling content as well, because I'm having a blast trying all of these freaking teams. Let me know in the comments down below, how are your teams going and on what stages you are in dungeons and stuff. But these are the best endgame teams in Dragonheir Silent Gods. If you enjoyed the content, do me a favor, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget the most important thing, guys. Head over to the link in the description down below, use code Skratch. This will help to support the channel, and it will give you rewards straight away. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.